This episode is brought to you by Allianz Travel Insurance. You like to keep some spontaneity in your sojourns. You love your home base, but you're not a homebody. Maybe you're planning on taking the kids to Orlando in the summer, then sneaking away to a cabin in the Smokies for a couple's escape this fall. Once cabin fever sets in, maybe a girl's trip to Aspen later in the year. Our All Trips plan protects your trips all year. Get a quote at AllianzTravelInsurance.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talk the Block, the premier podcast for the hit HGTV show Rock the Block. I'm Amy, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Steven. Steven, how are you doing?
I am premier.
You're the premier.
I am premier.
That's right. We did the research and realized that we are the highest rated podcast in the world for Rock the Block. It's really an accomplishment.
Or sad.
Okay. Well, hey, Steven, are you excited for the new season of Rock the Block?
I am ready.
6?
I am ready.
Yeah. What do you think about the theme, veterans versus rookies?
I think it's a stretch.
How so?
Well, so we went back and looked at the teams, and obviously we've got the Allison Victoria. She's been on the she was in season 1 and 2, I think is right. And so she is a veteran. She's only back because she really wants to win. And they pair her up with Michelle Smith Boyd, who he won. He won season 4. Yeah, there it is right there. Allison was on season 1 and 2 of Rock the Block. And Michelle was on season 4, and he and his partner won. So, yeah, they're veterans. Then you come across the next team, the Backstreet Boys, Kids on the Block. What are I can't
new kids on the block.
These are the old kids on the block. But the new kids on the block, Jordan and Jonathan Knight. Jonathan was in season 4, but his brother was not. And then the other two teams are people who have not been on the show. So I don't know. It kind of feels like you've got one real veteran team, and then you've got everybody else.
A semi-veteran team, and then 2 real rookie teams.
Yeah, like that Will Ferrell movie, Semi-Pro.
Okay, I don't think I know that one.
It was a basketball movie. It was a bad movie.
Okay. Well, hey, this is our preview show for season 6.
We didn't have a preview show. We should have had a preview.
I think this will suffice.
Okay.
So what we're going to talk about is the location for this year's season and what we think about the team and the format and just sort of our early predictions about how this might play out. So, Steven, let's talk about the venue. They are back in the mountains in Utah, and they just did Colorado 2 years ago. So this feels a little bit like Back to the Future to me.
Yeah, pretty much. They've got 4 homes that are out there by themselves and have these views of the Rockies. So it can feel, very much like the other season.
It looks like 4 homes that aren't near anything else.
Well, actually, they are.
In a giant field.
Well, that's how the picture looks, but actually, it's not. It's in looking this up. It's actually in it's in Grantsville, Utah, which is outside Salt Lake City. The community is actually called Worthington Ranch, and where is it? Looking around, cannot find it. Okay, and so then there's a builder there in Worthington Ranch that has a specific section for them. They are Hamlet homes. And so these 4 homes are in the Hamlet homes section of the Worthington Ranch community in Grantsville, Utah. So there are a lot of homes that are around there, just not the direction that you see in the picture.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
and this sounds very fancy. Worthington Ranch, Hamlet community. I feel like I'm on Dallas or something, or maybe in England. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the location. What did I see here? Oh, it's right near Lake Bonneville, which is 325 miles long, 135 miles wide, maximum depth over 1,000 feet.
Is it saltwater or freshwater? Because Utah is known for having a salt lake.
I know. And
Yeah.
I think it's connected to the Salt Lake. But I don't know.
That's
sure.
okay. You
Not
know
sure.
what? Maybe it'll come up over the course of the season. So, in short, these
Can't
are.
tell you everything, dude. Right?
But these look like large homes with large yards and views that we want to maximize, which is not dissimilar from Colorado.
Yeah, and good point there. I'm not sure that there was any information on how large the house was to begin with. They do look fairly big. The preview commercials talk about how they have the largest backyards in series history. I'm not exactly sure about that either, but
So the backyard challenge should be interesting.
Yeah, the backyard challenge. Yeah, they'll probably have something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have pools though, like they did last year.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe a skating pond. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking at the picture of where the houses are, and I don't know.
see.
If you've got a big backyard, why wouldn't you have a pool?
Well, I would have a pool if
You
it
would
were
have a
me.
pool,
Yeah, but
right.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think when I was looking at the map and the terrain, different houses. Did I see a lot of pools? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't. That's a good point. Can't answer that one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the 4 teams that we have competing. I will probably butcher the pronunciation, but Camel High and Tristan are from Renovation Aloha. So they are used to working with houses that are mainly on Oahu, fairly urban, but a lot of vegetation. And my understanding, Stephen, is that their specialty is taking sort of houses that are run down and on the brink of totally failing and renovating them and bringing them back to life. Is that the point of their show, or am I missing something?
I think the point of their show is renovated houses, and it just so happens that it's very common in Hawaii, maybe even especially on Oahu. Both of these competitors are originally from Oahu, but what I was reading was that in Hawaii there's a lot of people that hoard, because it's hard to get supplies, and you never know what you might need and whether you can get it and whether you can repurpose something. So a lot of people hoard things, and then there's a lot of multifamilies. So there's a lot of usages of the properties, and so therefore you can become in this situation where this house that you found that was abandoned is in a lot of disrepair and has a lot of stuff in it that was abandoned with the house. So I think that's kind of it's something that happens a lot. It's not necessarily what they go out and look for, but I mean, if you have to look for it, from the standpoint of finding something that you can renovate and make money on, that's a really good thing to look for.
Yeah, and I just wonder how their particular skill set is going to translate to a brand new house that they need to bring design and life to.
Yeah, just looking at the 2 and what I understand to be their skill sets, they things that I read compare them to the Gaineses of Fixer Upper, where Joanna does the design, and what's his name?
Tristan. Oh, no, Chip.
Chip, thank you. Yeah, I watch the show all the time. And Chip is a real estate person. Now, Chip's also the person that does the renovation. My understanding of this pair is that Kamohai is the real estate, and then design and renovation is Tristan. Now, the other thing about how they do things on Hawaii is I guess the thing that is known about is that he's got 60-some first cousins, and they all live on Oahu, and they're all involved in construction. So whenever they're doing this stuff on Hawaii, they just get one of their family members because they've got a business that does something. And so it kind of makes you wonder how they're going to move into this form where they're the ones that are kind of doing more of the work. And so I'm not exactly sure how much Kamahai does. We watched one of the episodes, and it all kind of seemed like everybody else was doing stuff. I wouldn't even say that Tristan looked like she did anything, that it was, she managed the process but didn't do it. So I realize on Rock the Block, they don't always do their stuff. I think that there's a production cost that they have to pay for other people to do stuff. So when they get in circumstances where they start running out of money, that's when you see the competitors maybe doing more of the work. And then other times they're doing some of the work, but they're actually paying reduced rates for production assistants to actually do the work, or somebody that's capable of doing that work. I mean, obviously they're not going to do electrical and plumbing and stuff. But.
No, and I mean, it's pretty clear that they couldn't accomplish everything they accomplished in the time frame without some assistance.
Right.
So the question is, how will the renovation Aloha team do without all their family members? Are they going to fly them over and work with them?
Yeah, that's really the question. Looking back on their history, these people are go-getters.
Oh yeah.
I guess they've had Kamahai has a little bit of a checkered past, but they found themselves in the situation where they had just had a baby and didn't have a lot of money. Tristan saw this ad for a seminar where you could go and start flipping homes for cash. And so they have taken that and run with it. Kamahai has a business where he does photography because they have to do photography for the homes, so they just took that and extended it. And then they've now got a business where they teach other people to flip homes. It's called Deals in Aloha. Deals in Aloha. And then they have the business that they have where they flip homes, TK Property Solutions. And then I think she has another business because of she used to work in a rehab facility. And so she's got no, it's down here under her.
Oh, wow.
So she has a nonprofit that works to help people who are in those types of situations of drug abuse. So she wasn't. Didn't come from that background. Her mom, both of her parents apparently were, and that's kind of how she met Kamahai. Is that he was also working in this counseling center. So they've got a number of different organizations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired just listening to you.
I know.
All this.
So you've got. I mean, if they're. I mean, they obviously have the persona where they take stuff and they run with it. So I'm thinking they probably prepped for this.
Yeah, well, a couple things. So first off, I really like Kamahai. He's very optimistic. He always seems to be happy and have a positive outlook on everything. So I think that's going to be fun to watch on the show.
Right.
They're absolutely go-getters with lots of energy. The question is, do they have the design chops to win the show? Like how good are their designs, and are they going to be able to bring that? And also, they're used to designing homes in Hawaii, which has a slightly different climate than Utah, and people may want to use their homes slightly differently. So I think this will be sort of a challenge for them to think differently about how people live in their homes.
Yeah, and we saw that with the one team last season where they just never really seemed to be able to get past that barrier of how they were used to doing things, that they really couldn't do things upscale. And that I'm not exactly sure what the biggest budget is that they've worked with on the renovation Aloha, or actually really wouldn't have to be in that, but anything that they have done in their businesses. But it seems like the setup here in Rock the Block is that it would be a house that would sell significantly. Now, there being a difference because in Salt Lake City, there's not as much of a premium as you get houses on Hawaii. So they may have had houses that were sold in a similar ballpark, but maybe not as much put into them. So it'd be interesting to see. It's definitely an interesting couple. No chance of winning, but
well, you don't know. I mean, I think they're a fun team.
No chance of winning.
Hey, I would have said the Twins in their Golden Girl Florida home last time had no chance of winning, but somehow those solar panels and batteries put them over the edge. So you never know what's going to win it on Rock the Block.
No chance.
Okay, well, let's move on to our next team, Chelsea and Cole. Now, this is another married couple and another couple that really wants to draft off the Chip and Joanna Gaines vibe. Yep.
Yeah, and they another couple that just seems to really just want to be on TV. Chelsea was on 16 and Pregnant back in 2009, and then was on Teen Mom 2, and that's where she met Cole. And so they were on that show, and then they've found the way to get a Down Home Fab, right? Down Home Fab. They got a renovation show in South Dakota, and they're both from South Dakota. So you get comments on weather differences, South Dakota, Utah?
Okay, so they're used to snow. That they've got that going for them. Yeah.
Right.
They understand the importance of insulation.
Yeah. So, it'd be interesting. Apparently, the claim is that they had to build their dream home back in 2020, and then they got this flair for, for design and wanting to do this sort of thing. And then in 2023, they got was the first season for this Down Home Fab, and I don't know.
I mean, I get the sense that they're influencers. They love being famous. They probably have a lot of people who follow them. And people loved whatever they did with their house when they designed it. And I guess that was enough to be a designer on TV.
Yeah,
I
think so. I think the claim to fame is that they've got like 1 million people following them on Facebook, or Twitter, or I don't know, whatever the social media platform is that people care about today. But that, so they have definitely been on TV, and they obviously both do the work. The episode we watched, funny, looking at the preview on Rock the Block, and then looking at Cole today, I think, well, what he does, he's a personal trainer, and I think he really decided to pump up for this show. So I think he is ready.
So I think that clearly they're on the show because they have a lot of fans, a lot of people who love them and follow them, and that'll bring more viewers to Rock the Block. Hopefully, more listeners to Talk the Block.
Not if I keep panning them like that.
Well, the question is, like, how deep are their design chops, right? Are they going to be able to compete with people who have been to art school or who have been designing homes for years? So I think that's kind of, but we'll see. You know, I mean, like I say, anything can happen with Rock the Block, and they might bring a fresh perspective.
Yeah, you never know. It just, even going back and looking, so Cole and Chelsea in 2020 was building their house and got this desire to do this. Well, that was just a couple of years ago. And Camo High and Kalama have been flipping homes since 2018, 7 years ago. We haven't talked that much about Jonathan and Jordan yet, but I'm not exactly sure what their inspiration was. I didn't find that out, but they got the Farmhouse Fixer that started in 2024. And
2021.
Then you go...
Farmhouse Fixer, it says 2021.
Oh, the camp revamp was in 2024. Yeah, 2021 for Farmhouse. And then you look at Alice and Victoria that got a degree in interior design and has been doing stuff on TV since 2011. And I'm sure that wasn't the first time she started doing design. So so she's been doing design longer than any of these other people maybe combined have even been thinking about it. So.
Yeah, so let's talk about Allison and Michelle, because on paper at least, they seem like the clear favorites, right? Allison's been designing on TV for a long time. She's been on 2 seasons. She's won kitchen challenges. And Michelle is a past winner in Colorado, which I would say from a property and climate perspective is probably going to be the closest to what they're doing in Utah. So I kind of feel like this team is stacked.
Yeah, totally. You can see I don't really have her background, but yeah, she was the host on Kitchen Crashers back in 2011. Went on to start doing Windy City Rehab in 2019, a show called Flipping Across America. She was Rock the Block season 2. There was a show that she was on, Ugliest House in America. Windy City Rehab, Allison's Dream Home, Rock the Block Now 6, and then coming soon this fall, Allison Victoria takes on Las Vegas.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So currently, I guess the working title is Sin City Rehab, but it's an 8-episode show based in Las Vegas. So that's her. That's her background, and her family are a bunch of lawyers. They have a family law firm. Her sister, I think, runs it now. Her dad started it, but interior design was what motivated her, and so she went to college, got interior design, and has been doing that not only on TV, as some people have, but as a career for quite a while, and then you get to Michelle Smith Boyd, who has had a number of TV shows. Was it Buying It Blind back in 2018, Lux for Less, was in the Barbie Dream House Challenge. I don't know how I missed that one.
Yeah, I don't know how we missed that one.
Then Rock the Block season 4. His background is that he became very interested in design and enrolled at the Art Institute of Atlanta. And so he has an interior design degree as well, and started Smith Boyd Interiors back in 2006. So again, his chops are way bigger than to say the other 6 people. You could call it there's one team of veterans and 3 teams of rookies, kind of. But
Well, I mean, clearly this team has the resume, but I guess the biggest question for this team is, have they ever worked together before? They're both designers that bring a very particular aesthetic to the table. So how well will they collaborate? How will their design styles match up? Will there potentially even be conflict on this team? Because as far as we can tell, and our research was exhaustive, we don't see any evidence that they've worked together in the past. So I think for this team, it's going to be a lot about team chemistry.
Yeah, just going back, so Allison Victoria was on Rock the Block Season 1, which was not a couples thing. It was 4 individuals that competed against each other. And then in Season 2, she was paired with Mike Holmes, who had his own show, Holmes and Holmes. They seem to work well together. But again, like you say, you've got to be able to work well with the person that you're paired with. And so it could be that, Michelle and Allison have all this experience, but can't really find a mutual ground. I think their design styles when they were on, if you look at what they did and what they do on their shows, very different from each other.
Yeah, so that's the question, communication and how will these design styles mesh together? Because we have 2 married couples, and then we have a team of brothers. So we have Jonathan and Jordan Knight, and, Jonathan's had his Farmhouse Fixer show for a while. Just like we had a team that's bringing their Instagram followers, this team is going to bring their nostalgia for New Kids on the Block. All the New Kids on the Block fans, I guess, will be tuning in to see what these guys are up to these days.
Yeah, one thing that you can be sure of, because, Jonathan Knight, when he was on the Rock the Block, he had to go away because, the New Kids on the Block had a show to do. Well, and when we watched Farmhouse Fixer, guess what? Same thing. So I am predicting here early that there will be an episode where one or both of them won't be there because they've got to go do something. Now, they're both in the at least on Farmhouse Fixer, the other person is not in New Kids on the Block. So that was easy to manage. But if both of these guys have to step away, I don't know.
And we'll see. I mean, Jonathan seems to be really into architecture, especially older architecture. And he seems to be able to operate a power saw and all that sort of thing. I'm not sure how much of a designer he is, because he has that woman who he's always worked with who seems like she does a lot of the design work. So again, I'm just kind of questioning, they're a likable team, but what is the design aesthetic? What's the depth of their design knowledge that they're bringing to this show?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think they even make in the preview video on the website, Jordan even says he's a newbie, and Jonathan, the older one, comes back and says, "No, you're a veteran." I guess they was on. They credit him for being on 7 episodes of Farmhouse Fixer, and then Jordan and Jonathan, without that lady, had their camp revamp, which was 4 episodes. So apparently, I guess Jordan is now a veteran because he's, I don't know. I still think that's kind of a stretch. Hopefully they won't, break down and start singing all the time, because I really think New Kids on the Block.
Well, he didn't do it the first time he was on. He was
I know, but
much
now it's the
into
2 of
design.
them. Now they're going to be roughhousing. They're going to start singing with each other and bebopping. Because
Well, they may hum a tune together here and there. Whistle while you work. Da, 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 da. Anyway,
Yeah.
inundated with ads for the new
Right.
Snow White. Yeah, so, hey, so I think we've got 4 very different teams. They all bring something different to the table. I will say Farmhouse Fixer is in New England, so a little rural, but some townhouses, let's say, or houses that are in a town. And also in a cooler climate. So we'll see how that goes. But I think, and then I would say for Alice and Victoria, it feels like most of the things she's done have been very urban. She's done a lot of townhouses and, sort of block houses and things. And so you wonder, how good is she going to be at designing an enormous backyard? That would be another question I'd have for that team.
Yeah.
Although on paper, I would say right now, I'm going to call it on the preview show, I think they are the lead team. And my pick to win it all for Rock the Block Season 6. This is Talk the Block Season 2, but Rock the Block Season 6.
Yeah,
Yes.
not at all confusing. Well, just sitting here looking at the picture. So we did have some discussion last season regarding the choices of apparel and hairstyles since they're going to have to carry it off, and it looks like they're all pretty much set up here. I guess Kamalai will have to wear his hat backwards the entire show. And Michelle has a stocking cap. Maybe he can take that off, put it on. I don't know. And Chelsea seems to have a decent hairstyle that will be manageable. So I don't think that we're seeing any difficult decisions here. Do you see anything?
Now, well, I think Chelsea with the tennis shoes and the comfy-looking pants, that's a really good choice. And I also appreciate Jordan rocking the hoodie. That's going to be a good choice. So, although he's wearing a hoodie and 2 of the girls are wearing tank tops. So, you wonder, when are they doing this? Winter, summer, fall, spring?
Let's see. There was, I think they got, shoot. I did see something on Twitter where the housing, the company that built the houses posted that the competition was over. And so that was a couple of months ago.
Okay.
I have to go back and look again. I should have noted that. I thought it interesting that they had posted that, but yeah.
Okay, well, what's your pick for this season, Stephen? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Unless they decided to pay Allison off to come back and lose, I can't see her being on the show 3 times and losing. I don't see it.
I don't know. She could be brought down by solar panels and batteries.
I don't know. Not saying there's a fix in, but there's a fix in. I don't know. She's not going to win every week, and so the thing is, every week you'll see different people win, and she's obviously not going to win every week. She's got a shot to win the kitchen, right? But
we hope so.
Yeah. But it's hard to say. There's variables. I mean, just looking at this, I think they think you could, what's their show? Rehab, not the Rehab, the Hawaiian.
Renovation Aloha?
Yeah, right. Thank you. Renovation Aloha. I have to scroll through my notes here. But I think the Renovation Aloha team has, I probably, if I were going to order them, I would say that the Allison and Michelle are probably the people in the lead, and I'm going to give it to Tristan and Kalohai, Kamohai, and maybe by the end of Talk the Block, we'll know how to say that name.
That's going to be our goal.
Yeah.
We're going to practice.
TK, or KT. Anyway, So I think they're going to be fast followers. I just really get a good vibe off of the things that I've read about them. I'm always looking and always hoping that somebody will surprise me.
Yeah.
But dun 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 dun. I think we can start cueing the bassoon music.
No, we cannot
cue the bassoon
music in the
for
preview.
CNC Music Factory, Chelsea and Cole.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Okay. All right. So, hey, I am so excited. The show starts this week. Can't wait to see. Usually they start with the kitchen episode, so that should be super fun.
We actually know.
Really?
Know.
Did they give the order, the episodes?
They not necessarily given an order, but the 2-hour premiere.
2 hour.
Kitchen, dining, and living areas.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's right. All of the judging this year will not include the competitors. They will not be there when the judges are going through.
Oh.
Yeah.
All of it. Usually
All
they do
of
one
it.
episode like that.
All of
but
it.
Okay.
Yeah. And Judge 1, or Episode 1 judge is Bobby Burke from the second instantiation of Queer
It's too
Eye.
bad it's not Tom.
I know. Wouldn't that be something? But
was
yeah, Bobby
awesome.
Burke from Queer Eye, the interior design expert on that show. And I think when we watched that show, I think he was okay. He was okay. But Tom definitely was from the first Queer Eye.
Okay, I think we're
instantiation.
aging ourselves, but that's okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so the judge is Bobby Burke. He'll be judging the kitchen, dining, and living areas sans competitors.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, we will be back after that first episode to recap it for you and give you all of our expert opinions. Again, we're not really experts. We are not affiliated with HGTV. We are not contractors, nor are we interior designers. We are just people who have done a lot of remodeling projects and like to talk about it. But
Well, we're experts in our opinion.
we are experts in our opinion. That's true. All right, Stephen. Well, I'm looking forward to a great season with you, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.